For decades now, fans of the original Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, Conan the Barbarian, have been patiently waiting for a third installment of the franchise, not counting the Jason Mamoa reboot from a few years ago. At a recent event in the UK, Arnold himself gave an update on the project, assuring his fans that it is indeed still on the way. He said the following: Conan the Conqueror, where I'm sitting on the throne for years and years, decades, and then all of a sudden the time comes when they want to overthrow me. So that story will be told and that movie will be done. The comments are consistent with what producer Frederick Malmberg recently said. Yes, Chris Morgan, the screenwriter, and I are meeting with directors at this moment. Interest is high. Many are fans of Conan, but we are not rushing. We have a great script, and now we need the right director for the job. Schnepp, are we actually going to get a new Conan movie, or is it too late?
I think they should wait at least another 20 years. What do you mean you're not rushing? It's 34 years ago that he's been sitting on this throne. I would just start shooting him in that suit, just brooding on a weird lazy Susan, and just get it done, man. The man is 68 years old. Why are you not rushing?
Mark?
I agree. I mean, they're sitting on the throne, and then there's Elvis dead on the toilet. Like, how long can we possibly wait before it just becomes, there's just no more interest anymore? And I get that interest would be high amongst, like, screenwriters or directors who grew up admiring the original Conan, but it's like, I don't have a lot of interest in a project like this, and I'm not sure where all these fans they're saying are clamoring for this new project. Sure, you can love what you saw from the other Conan movies, but I just don't know that people care that much about a Schwarzenegger project in general anymore. The box office certainly doesn't indicate that there's a desire to see more Schwarzenegger on screen. I love watching the dude in anything. I would get a little excited to see a trailer with him on the throne. He's got the long hair again, and then they try to overthrow him. That Jason Mamoa reboot put such a bad taste in my mouth that I'm not sure that you can do this project right in today's day and age. I don't see it.
I can tell you what, I have hope for this project. I think it will happen, and I think it's a good idea. And here's why. If you'd asked me a few years ago, what one project could Arnold Schwarzenegger come back in that I think people would actually be interested in, my answer wouldn't have been Terminator, although I thought there was some interest in Terminator. It would be Conan. And here's the neat thing about Conan over, say, Terminator or anything else like this. For Terminator or a lot of these other projects that you're coming back to, you're kind of re-envisioning it, right? This would literally be a proper sequel. You know, he's at the age now, it's kind of like we were talking about with the new Star Wars. This guy's at the age now that you'd want him to be at that age. And in hearing him talk about it, he says, look, this won't be campy like the Jason Momoa version of, although that movie had potential and it went in the wrong direction.
Momoa had potential
Lots
as
of, yeah,
Conan,
totally
but,
did.
yeah.
Went in the wrong direction, all that kind of stuff. But he also said this would be the true sequel to the original Conan, kind of imagining that Conan the Destroyer didn't exist, which is also the right move to do. And if you've seen him in those two, I don't know if Arnold's hard up for money right now. He's doing those mobile game ads.
Gears of War or something, or
defense,
Games of War.
Best defense is defense.
Yeah.
But then it's got that one shot of him sitting in his chair getting his makeup done, and it's got his arm shown. It's like his arm is as big as it has ever been in history. This is the time. Now is the time to do it. I agree with you. I don't think they need to start shooting this next month, but this has to be in production in the next 14 months. Yeah. It has to start production
before
at that
he's
point.
70.
Yeah, but I think they will make it, and I think it has a shot. If they actually go back to the spirit of the original, and to the original graphic novels and all that kind of stuff, if they do that, I think people will get interested. And I think it can work. Not $1 billion movie, but I think it can work.
Let's see what the name of the director is that they finally settle on. Like who are all these huge fans of Conan that really want to make this movie that they're interviewing right now? Could they have a director that actually has a name, that has a clout in Hollywood, that's like, they would get all of us excited? It's like, oh, you know what? If this person thinks that they can put a new spin on the old war, then I'd want to see the movie. I just don't know who that person would be.
And I would certainly hope that they stick, like you said, with the original kind of that John Milius feel. They got to bring back the Basil Polidoris, the dun 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 dun, dun, the theme of Conan. If you go back and really get the original Conan and make a true sequel to that and show him on the throne, just don't say, well, he's been sitting on the throne for decades and decades, because that makes me tired.
Makes me laugh.
I get my back is hurting. Get up and walk around, Conan.
He's got skin sores on the bottom of his legs.
Sitting on the throne.
Finally, they're here to overthrow me. It's like 40 years. It's like, You know, he's been in so. That's the whole thing about that Conan movie. He's been in so many different adventures. Here's but one of them. So it's not like he's just sitting around. He's been doing a ton of stuff. But I do want to see a true sequel before I die of that Conan the Barbarian movie, and hopefully Arnold, these guys do it. So I'm into it. I just want it now. So
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.